Next news, EXO Kai's sudden muscular transformation shocks fans.
At a recent performance at the Melon Awards, Kai danced solo with his arms showing, and they looked a little bit bigger than I think some of his performances in the past.
Really?
You don't think they have?
Well, you don't really see him in cut-off sleeveless shirts very often, and I think that's the first thing to be noted, is that usually EXO's wearing long sleeve shirts and jackets, which definitely covers everything up.
You and I watched several Kai dance performances right before turning this on. Another one was him and Sehun, I think, dancing and getting wet. There was water on the floor, and then the water was coming down afterwards, and his shirt was wet, so you could kind of see his muscles, but you couldn't really tell, even with the wet shirt dancing, that his muscles were bigger, or if they were bigger, or what they even looked like. I mean, you can sort of see his chesticles. But he looks really good, whether his muscles have gotten a little bigger or not.
Yeah, I really don't know, because when I saw him, he looked extremely well proportionate. He didn't look larger than I remember seeing him. He just looks like he's got an extremely fit dancer's body.
There are photos in the article of the performance where his muscles look a little bit bigger, and then if you scroll down on the article, there are some other photos of Kai from a different performance where he's also in a sleeveless shirt and his arms look smaller. And so it looks like recently he has been pumping iron, because one of the only ways that you can get bigger arms is if you lift weights. Like, you can't just go for a jog or do some calisthenics or do aerobics or do some sort of CrossFit training. You can do those things to chisel up your body a little bit, but your arm mass is probably not going to grow. So if your biceps are appearing to be bigger, he's definitely lifting weights.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all, because EXO actually has a personal fitness trainer that takes them all to the gym, and they all go to the gym, and fans have actually spotted EXO members at the gym. I've read blog posts where people are like, oh my gosh, EXO's exercising at the same gym as me. Fangirl over. And so it happens. They do it. They do lift weights, and that wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think at this point, what's important to point out is that when muscle transformations happen, you have to look carefully at how big and how quickly the muscle grows. Some guys who are skinny can lift weights, and you will see very, very quick growth and definition happen. I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm kind of like a medium-sized guy, so if I lift weights, you don't really notice definition happen at all, even though if I continue to lift weights regularly, you will see the muscle grow, but it's harder to notice it. Kai being on a little bit of the thin side, he probably hasn't even necessarily been lifting weights that long, and yet growth is easily determined. My point being, there are also artificial means to achieving these sorts of results, and I'm not stating at all that he's doing anything other than lifting weights, but it is also possible that people who lift weights are supplementing somehow, and that those supplements could be legal, or that those supplements could be steroids, because you can never rule anything out when it comes to men and weight training.
Well, men and women and weight training, because it does exist, and it does exist in Korea. I actually, when I first moved to Korea, one of the girls who worked 2 floors above me was dating a guy who owned a gym. He was very pumped, but he also admitted to taking certain supplements to help get him at that body mass.
Korea is one of those places these days where every industry under the sun is now blossoming, and that includes weight training and bodybuilding, and bodybuilders are well known to take steroids. It would be very easy to get steroids in Korea these days because Korea has money, so wherever there's money, drugs go there too. And steroids is not just a drug, it's a medicine, because doctors prescribe steroids to people when they have weaknesses or they have some sort of ailment and they need to build up a certain part of their body. Steroids are prescribed to dogs and cats when they're sick for whatever reason. I don't know, I'm not a veterinarian, but steroids are used in so many different medical situations, and yet they still have a really terrible connotation. I'm not sitting here promoting steroids, I'm just saying, if in fact he were using steroids, it would not necessarily be a bad thing.
But I really don't think that he is, because when you look at him, he doesn't look like that at all. It's very lean muscle. Like I said, it looks like he's got a very fit dancer's body. We have friends who are professional dancers, and when I look at the man's physique, that's kind of what it looks like. He actually looks small compared to our friend who's a male dancer. So I think that it's just a dancer's body. Maybe he's pumping a little bit of, weight, some irons, but no.
I actually think it's a good thing if he's lifting weights because he's getting to the age where you have to continue to push yourself to get a little bit better, to have that edge, to be the very, very best. That first dance routine where they were dancing with the water and the wet shirts, I mean, he is the better dancer. Him and Sehun are dancing together. To me, there's very, very few K-pop stars that dance better than Kai.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best dancers in K-pop, and that's part of the reason why people really like Kai. And he's been through a whole lot. Like, he's got depression, he's had a lot of injuries over the past couple of years, and there's been a lot of, really ridiculous stuff in the media. And I think that, exercising is a really good way to take out some of that frustration and do it in a very positive way. I also want to note, though, before we go and, finish this, that lighting does have a lot to do with what was going on.
How his muscles look.
Yes, lighting and camera angles cannot be understated. Anyone who takes selfies, if you get the lighting right, then you look better. But if you don't have the good lighting, your makeup or your face looks like crap.
Personally speaking, I don't pay a ton of attention to Kai or any of the K-pop stars. I look at all of them on a broad perspective, and we have to make a video about a certain group or a certain individual. I take a close look at what they're doing or that circumstance. Looking at Kai in these couple videos and then the photos of him with the bigger muscles, I'm really pleased if he is weight training, because most of them probably still don't because they're just so busy. And I don't mean EXO, I mean just idols in general.
Well, there are a lot of idols, especially K-pop male idols, who put a lot of time and effort into getting these ripped bodies, because the girls, the fangirls, we like the ripped bodies. They'll do modeling and they'll show photos of them with the abs, the abdominals, and the Nutella abs, the chocolate abs. And they've got all kinds of phrases for it.
What are Nutella abs?
Oh, Nutella abs? Baekhyun has Nutella abs.
What are they?
It's a play on the word chocolate abs.
What are chocolate abs?
Well, they're abs, but he's got slightly darker skin tone, so they call them chocolate abs. The more you know.
Comments. What's your reaction to getting some visual proof that Kai probably is lifting some weights?
Do you like your men's all jacked up with the muscles and stuff?
Yeah, comment. Let us know how much you like muscles on a man. I know that you don't like super big muscles. You just I don't know. I guess I'm lucky because my muscles aren't that big.
Yeah, I don't like really muscular guys, personally.
What about you? Let us know down below. Click the like button while you're down there. Thank you so much for supporting us. Click the bell for notifications. Check out the link to Kgal top of the description. And don't forget to subscribe for more HallyuBack news. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.
Bye.